Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Katie. So today I think I'm gonna do part, this is part 5 or part 4. Oh my gosh, let me look. Hold on guys. Part 5. Wow, part 5 of my mental health experience. So if you guys want to listen or watch the makeup tutorial, whichever, then continue watching. Okay, so quick shout out. My husband bought me this makeup brush cleaner, little brush spinner cleaner thing for Christmas, and at first I was like, that's gonna ruin my brushes, but I used it a couple times and actually really like it. It has like 3 different settings. It has little attachments right here to put your makeup brushes. So far they all fit all my brushes pretty good, and it comes with a little fish bowl thing and some cleaner. Not too crazy about the cleaner, but whatever, I'm gonna use it. And it cleans my brushes like pretty well. Like this one was all stained and now it's like back to normal. So just a quick shout out. I think he bought it on Amazon and it's called Luxe Beauty Products. And that's the cleaner that came with it. So if you're looking for a brush cleaner and you don't want to use your hands anymore, there you go. Okay. I also purchased a little small purchase from Pure Cosmetics because I bought the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie foundation a while back. So I bought a new one, and this is a lighter shade because I'm super pale. And this is LP2. I'm sort of more drawn to the more pink, like neutral or pinky undertones of foundations, so got that. I also bought the Skin Perfecting Powder Bronzing Act and we'll be using that as well. Raw Beauty Christy, a while back, she was raving about it and I've been wanting to buy it, but I never have. And this is the light one, so hopefully it's not too dark and look muddy or something. And I also purchased the Pure Cosmetics Barbie Keepsake Kabuki brush. Yes, I did. And I saw it on like an Instagram ad or something, and I was like, I gotta get that. I gotta get it. So this is what it looks like. It's pink and chrome. It has a little diamond, well not diamond, but encrusted bow there, and then on the bottom it has the little Barbie logo. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it or not, or I'm just going to keep it like that, but it was super cute. I wanted to buy like the other brushes that came with, but yeah, didn't get that. Okay, let's dive in. So I'm going to use this Belief True Cream Aqua Bomb because my face is dry. And this is like a little sample size. It does last me quite a while because you only need a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. Hold on. Ooh. Just dab it on. Okay, so part 5 of my mental health journey. I think we will start at, I actually made a video of this a while back and I didn't like how long it was, so I was like, maybe I need to condense it down just a tad. So this one will be a little bit like my darkest moments darkest moment. Like, this is probably my darkest, most depressed moment that I've had in my lifetime so far. Although, being a nurse in Corona, it's getting up there on my top 5. Where to begin on my story? So last time I talked about my homelessness as a child. I think this segment I will talk about, did I talk about middle school, another one? Okay, well, we'll talk about middle school, high school, because that's when it really got rough. So, middle school, we lived in an apartment at the time. Me and my mom had just gotten out of the women's shelter. She got an apartment in the town we were at, and we were doing pretty good until I hit 6th grade, and that's when like my anxiety and depression really kicked in a whole lot. I was used to going to a school that was, you know, where I knew everybody, and then now we're going to a middle school, which is like all the elementary schools in the area. They're all coming together into that school, and a lot of them that were in my classes were not the most welcoming individuals. And now that I know what I know now, a lot of people that are not very nice and, like, you know, actually have some more issues at home or wherever than that we don't know about. So I was like, you're so popular and so rich and have all this money, and you're so hateful and mean. I just don't understand. Not only that, this is when we have lockers now. We have lockers, and they switch classes now. And that was horrible. I was always worried I was going to be late. I always was worried I was going to forget the book that I was supposed to bring. I was like, ugh. I was always worried about something. Okay, we're gonna use that Jacka Blanc color corrector under my eyes. I just didn't want any attention brought on me, mainly. I just wanted to fly under the radar and, like, people not notice me, because I didn't quite fit in. I was kind of odd, kind of weird. And I was never good at opening a conversation or continuing a conversation, like, with somebody. Like, I'm not very good at small talk at all. Like, I can't, like, start up a conversation and be like, you know, keep on going with it. I can't. It's bad. So we're switching classes, we're having lockers, we're having to, like, travel all over the damn fucking school. Sorry, I cursed. To get to our class, and that really stressed me out. I'm not sure why. I just didn't want to be late and then have attention drawn to me. And not only that we had to change classes, we also had like red, white, and black days, because we were the Falcons and our colors were red, black, and white. And that confused the heck out of me, because you would think that, okay, so you have white, red, black, right? White, red, black, right? You know, in a pattern. No, they would switch it up the next week, and I'd be like, what day is it? So there was days I would, like, show up to the wrong class, I just couldn't get it for some reason. Maybe because they switched it up every freaking week, or why? Why can't you just have like Mondays we'd go to this class, Wednesdays we would go to this class? Like why? Why the color? Why the colors? So, because of being kind of humiliated because I was showing up the wrong classes with the wrong books and being late to classes because I can't walk very fast up a damn step, and just getting lost in the whole damn building, period, because it was a pretty large middle school and it looked like a damn castle. Yeah, I would get lost. And then there were certain people that would pick on me for my hair, my clothes. I remember getting my clothes out of Salvation Army, and getting my shoes at Payless. I don't even know if that's a shoe store anymore, because we didn't have any money. My mom didn't have any money. My dad wasn't in the picture at the time. He was somewhere else. It was just a rough time. And I was just socially awkward. That didn't help at all. Not at all. I'm still socially awkward, if you didn't know. So, got the rundown of that. So I was actually getting so anxious before school and so worried about the what ifs of what was going to happen that day, and it would just freak me out. I just would like stop, my stomach would start hurting. It would like physically give me like problems with my GI. I would like end up feeling sick because of having to go to school. I'm like, that's not normal. And I've never had it before. Never had any of these GI problems until then. So I like begged my mom to not make me go to school. I just wanted to just do my homework and turn it in. I didn't want to go to school and be sociable with people. So what ended up with me having to go to the doctor, because you have to have a doctor's note if you miss school, and then you have to you know, get your homework assignments and turn them in and whatnot. And I would just be like, I started going to counselors, and what ended up with me skipping school quite a bit just to avoid going. Now that I think of it and now that I talk about it, I'm like, man, that's such a stupid reason to not want to go to school. But like, I didn't want any more attention drawn to me. And with having like GI problems and like being nervous and stuff, that I didn't want people to make fun of me any more than they already were. And I think like when I went to the doctors and the counselors, there's like so like, I think it was like, I don't know if it was just my generation, like my age group, that you started seeing more younger kids, like elementary, middle school, where you're starting to see more kids becoming like bullied and like having like mental health crises, or because you never really heard about it that young. At least I never did. Usually it's like high school and then college, like you hear about it, because that's when you're a teenager and that's when like things are getting real. Well, not real, but you know what I mean. So I ended up skipping school, which accumulated with me skipping too many days of school, and then they call you truant for not coming to school, and like it really caused my mom a whole lot of stress, and now I like feel like really bad for putting her through that and whatnot. Ooh, that smells good. But I was just running away from my problems. I wasn't ever facing any of my issues that I was having. And the counselors that were available and around for people that were poor or had like limited income were not very good. That's a side note, is that if you are limited income, don't have a job or whatever, your resources are very limited to getting help. Unlike somebody that has quite a bit of money, they can go to these rehab facilities, or they can do, you know, all these other random stuff. But no, when you're poor and have limited finances and stuff, it's pretty slim. And a lot of these people that were counselors for me, they were not like trained, I feel, in this genre of mental health. And I feel like, I don't know, like, I'd rather hear about somebody else's story and how they figured it out than somebody that has no freaking clue about what I'm dealing with, you know? Although there is some counselors out there that are very good and they've never had any like traumas in their life, but I feel like somebody that's actually been through some rough shit and then they're a counselor, or they're like, they write a book, or they're a self-help like coach or something like that, I feel like they're way more knowledgeable and know what we are talking about. That's just my opinion. So I ended up being truant, ended up having to go to court, and then they had sent me to made me go to, you have to go to school, duh. And then had to go to school, and then right after school, you have to go to this program right afterwards from the time you get out of school until the time about 6 p.m. That's a long time. You go from what, 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's a long time. And this program was basically supposed to teach you about, I don't even know what it was supposed to teach you. It was supposed to teach you like self-improvement, or like self-esteem, and like what will happen if you do drugs or you skip school, like these, you'll end up like this person. It was like that. They showed a lot of videos like that, like so and so started doing drugs, or they started smoking and then they turned into this, and I'm like, sure, okay, that's not why I'm here, but whatever. And all of the people that were in this program were in high school. They were like 16 to 18 years old. I was just like, I am what, a sixth grader? What am I, like 12? No. Yes. I don't know how old I was. And I'm here with a bunch of 16-year-olds that are like probably like juvenile delinquents and stuff, and I'm like, I feel like I'm in the wrong place, but you know, whatever, I'll just do it. So I went with the program and everything. The people that were their instructors or the staff there were not very nice. But I eventually got out of the program and went on. 6th grade, also, when I started going back to school, I met my first best friend. We were friends all the way up until college years, like when I was a freshman or sophomore in college, and then after that we kind of fizzled off and went on our own path. But that's when I met her, and she was like wanted to be my friend, and I was like, I felt like everybody was kind of out to get to me, and felt like they were just, you know, I always had my guard up about everybody. Like everybody was like, you know, what do you call it? Like everything was like a backhanded like joke, or, you know, not a joke, but a backhanded compliment. And I always had my guard up, and I was like, you know, they don't want to be my friend. Like, you know, don't trust anybody. But she genuinely, yeah, that's how you say it, wanted to be my friend, and I thought that was really weird, and, you know, whatever. So we became friends. We were both pretty super awkward. We didn't quite fit in with the school and like a lot of the cliques and whatnot, but that was okay. Believe it or not, it is okay to not fit in. It's actually better to not fit in. Individuality. I think more now that it's like okay to be more individuality. I could be wrong, I don't know. To be different than everybody else. But back when I was in school, that was a no-go. How dare you be unique and emo and like, what? So we became best friends, and 7th grade happened, and that's like probably my best year in school was probably my 7th and my junior year. 7th grade and junior year of high school were probably my best years of school. Ham on this blush, that's what I'm doing. So 7th grade goes through, and then people are like, boys are actually starting to notice me. It's kind of weird. And like, I have somewhat kind of nice clothes now, like, because I would like beg my mom to like buy stuff at like JCPenney's, like buy like the Christina Aguilera like hip hugger bell bottom jeans. Like I wanted those. And I don't know if you guys remember Happy Bunny. I wanted that. I just, and like freaking lip gloss. Yes. That was, I begged for that. So, with that being said, 7th grade's good. Then, so, 7th grade? I think it was 7th grade, my mom and dad ended up getting back together again. So my mom and dad got back together again. He was actually getting kind of sick at the time, but I didn't know what was going on, or kind of in my own little world, and everything revolves around me, and just not acknowledging stuff for some reason. So 8th grade happens. I think like that is like when I started to probably like notice some like changes with my dad, and like notice like my brain wasn't I don't know how to explain it. It was like I was starting to notice stuff, and like my mind was kind of reacting to it. Because in 8th grade, I started getting really depressed again. I started wearing like dark clothes, which means nothing. You can wear dark clothes and not be depressed. I started wearing baggier clothes. I just kind of shut down in a way, which then led to me going into middle school. And I don't know if you know, like, the Yahoo, AOL chat rooms, but those were really popular when I was in 8th grade and freshman in high school. But so I got into the whole AOL, MSN, Yahoo chat room kind of genre era, and that was probably the worst thing that somebody with depression and mental health problems to get involved in, because you don't know who you're talking to. I was like 13, 14 years old. That is like, just don't, because people will say whatever they want to draw you in, and like, just don't do it. Just don't do it. And parents, if your teen is doing it, you might want to like watch them like a hawk. Or not really the things that I did, but the things that I saw and the people that would message me or email me. It was kind of scary and disturbing. So yeah, I got into that mainly because I just wanted somebody to talk to. I was like, there has to be somebody out here in the world that is going through the same crappy time as me. I can't be the only person that's having this problem. Okay, I'm gonna go off and put my eyebrows on, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I am back, and my lighting's a little funky. There we go. I got my eyebrows on and added some highlighter. Now to decide what to do with my shadow. I kind of want to try this Black Moon Cosmetics. I got this around Halloween. Well, I wanted it before Halloween, but it didn't arrive until later. And it's called the Urban Myth. It's very interesting packaging. I really like it. The box that came in was really, really cute. And it has like a little UFO mirror. That's super cute. And then it has, these are the shades that are in it. And they're all named after Area 51, Boogeyman, Mothman, Chupacabra. Oh, that was pretty cute. So I want to do something a little different, a little out of the box. It's not that out of the box, okay. But I'm really called to this Chupacabra shade. That shade right there. And I really hope that what I'm seeing in the pan is what's going to be on my eye. Because if it's not, I'm gonna be a little upset. Okay, so we'll try that. Get me a shading brush. Okay, back to my little story. So 8th grade, start getting depressed again. Then here comes 8th grade. Or not 8th grade. Here comes freshman year. Boy. And you think that middle school was rough. Now we have some of the Catholic school students coming into the high school, and the high school is huge. Well, not huge, but it's pretty big compared to where I live right now. and you have to hustle to get to your classes. And they had like certain days you had to go to certain classes. Like on Wednesdays you went to your seminar class, and whatnot, which wasn't confusing at all to me because I didn't have red, white, and black days or whatever. But shut up. So I'm like, so orientation day for freshmen. I'm like so like, you know, optimistic, like, you know, trying to be positive. I'm like, it's gonna be a good year, it's gonna be great, I'm gonna do all these things. And orientation, sitting there with all my peers, my stomach starts hurting so freaking bad, and I have to get up to, like, during the whole presentation that somebody is giving, I think it was another, like, I think it was like a junior or a senior or something like that, giving like an inspirational, like, whatever, and I gotta get out of there, I'm gonna be sick. So embarrassing. Because I'm like, really stomach, you're gonna do this to me now? So I'm like, great, if this has anything to show me how this year's gonna be, this is gonna suck. So it's freshman year, I don't fit in again. Well, I don't think I ever fit in, to be honest, but I really don't fit in now. And I'm super anxious all the time. The assignments I'm like getting so worked up about, even though I know what to do. It's not that freaking hard, Katie. Just freaking suck it up and freaking do it. But no, I'm like running away from my problems because I never learned in the first time, that, you know, running away from your problems is like what you do. No, it's not what you do. The assignments freaking, and it all came down to like the public speaking part, like doing presentations. Freaking hell no. Like it's not that I suck at public speaking, it's that I get so overly anxious and like want to spit out like all these words all at once, and my mind gets ahead of my lips, I guess, and then I start fumbling, and then I'm like, oh my god, I'm fucking blowing it. And yeah. Oh my gosh. So I'm like, whenever there's a public speaking or presentation, I like would literally take the decreased grade because I didn't want to go up in front of people. That's pretty sad. Now that I think of it, I'm like, nobody freaking cares about your presentation. They're more worried about their presentation, to be freaking honest. But being 13, 14 years old and just thinking everything revolves around you, that, I mean, no. So I end up skipping school again. And I think it had a lot to do with like what was going on at home. I was not having a really good time. Like my dad was sick. He was fighting disability because he couldn't work anymore. We didn't have any money because he wasn't working anymore, and started skipping school because it had more to do with like that my dad wasn't doing well. And it was really stressing me out and stressing, I think, everybody out. This eyeshadow is pretty bomb. Kudos to Black Moon Cosmetics. I really like using indie brands. Like, it's pretty interesting. Because you're like, dang, these are pretty bomb freaking eyeshadows. And you don't ever hardly hear about these companies. So, I'm skipping school, which then leads to truancy again. But this time, because this is my second time having this happen to me, they're not taking it too lightly. They put me into that program again. And the lady there is the same lady that was there last time. And she is not very nice at all. Like, not at all. So, she's being super hateful and super mean to me. Plus, all the people that are in this program are juvenile delinquents. They're not there just because they skipped school. They're doing other stuff like drugs and like getting involved with other things, which I'm not doing. I'm just depressed and don't want to go to school because I freaking hate public speaking and I don't fit in. It's like everything bubbled up into one. And nobody is really listening to me. Plus my dad's not doing well. We don't have a very good income. And it's all just stressing me out and just bothering me. So my geniusness is like, okay, I'll go to school, but I'm not going to this program to be humiliated in front of people and to be picked on by this lady that is running this thing. I'm not doing it. Like, no. So, yeah, not a good idea. So because it was court ordered that I went to this program, and then I stopped going, but I was going to school every single day and doing my homework. I was skipping going to that program. I got in trouble for that and I got in trouble for that. Was that? No, this is prior to me getting truant and having the court order stuff. January, my dad passed away, and then I started missing school again because he died suddenly in his sleep. At least that's what they told me. I think he maybe had taken too many of his pain pills that he had, or, you know, I'm not really sure. And I kind of just don't want to know, because it's not going to change anything. It was very sudden. I didn't expect it. And it really bothered me, because like the last thing I said to him was that I hated him, and that was like the night that he passed away. So, not a good time in my life at all. So, I lose my dad. He doesn't get a proper funeral or anything because we don't have any money. And how are we gonna do that? Like, there's no freaking way. So he passes away, and just everything just moves on with life. And I'm like a teenager, and it's like, what the heck? What was that even the purpose of that? I was mad at literally everybody, and it just increased my hate for the world, I guess. I'm not like laughing because I think it's funny. I laugh because it's like so like upsetting to me that that's what I do when I'm like uncomfortable. And like for the longest time I'm like, what was even the purpose of his life to have that happen to him, to go through all these things? And well, I just didn't understand. I was just like so freaking confused. I was like, what the heck? I just didn't understand. I still don't understand sometimes. I'm like, it was all for what? To teach me a lesson? To what? I'm confused. So he passes away. I'm still dealing with my depression that I already have. Top it off with this little thing that's going on with my dad passing. And I start, not going to school. I don't want to be there. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of everything. And then I'm just like, why am I being tortured so much with this? Like, why? I've already dealt with being homeless. Why is this keep happening? So I'm just like, why am I being tortured so much and having to deal with so many freaking bad luck? Like I don't understand. What the heck? Like, what is this even the point of it? Which I will explain later on in this tutorial video what I think is the reason why I went through all these rough patches in my life. But then I was like, what the fuck? This is such bullshit and I'm fucking tired of it. So I ended up truant, and they'd make me go to court, and at the time I was skipping the program too and not going to it, but I was going to school. But then I stopped going to school because my dad passed away, so they took me back to court in February, and I just lost my dad in January. They were mad. They were pretty pissed off that I had stopped going to school and I quit going to the program. Not even like acknowledging like everything that has been happening to me. Not even looking to my past or anything. Which I end up getting put in the foster care system, which I'll talk about that in a whole nother video, because that was a whole nother freaking ball game, and that's a whole nother video, because I have a lot of respect for people that take in foster kids, especially teenagers, especially teenager girls. A lot of respect for them. But then there's some people that are in the foster care system for the wrong reason, complete wrong reason. So I will talk about that in another video if anybody is interested in that. I get put in the foster care home. So the foster home that I went to, the person was in it for the wrong reason. They were doing it for the money. They were not doing it to better anybody. So I got put in that. Eventually, I think it was like in the summer, I got out of it, I believe. I can't even remember because time just like, I was just living life, I wasn't even like living life. It was just like, just going, just doing. I would see my mom on the weekends. I was still depressed. They were making me go to, hold a tick. Sorry guys, I had to check and make sure that my toddler was not getting into stuff. And he was not. But he was being very suspiciously quiet. And you know what that means. Okay. Back to what I was saying. Went in the foster care system. I saw my mom on the weekends. Eventually got out of it. I think it was in the summertime, I believe. Because I went into February. I think I was out when school went out. I'm not completely sure. It freaking sucked. Like, while I was in the foster care home, I was just completely broken. It was so aggravating, so frustrating. And the most frustrating thing of it all was like, they were blaming my mom for my actions. I'm like, my mom didn't know what to do. She looked for help for me. She tried to put me in counseling. The counseling wasn't helping. There was nothing for me. And it's a pretty color. There's a lot more stuff, I feel. I'm not completely sure. I feel like there was a lot more things for people that were juvenile delinquents and like were involved with crime and drugs and stuff than there was for teenagers that were just, you know, depressed and, you know, were having a lot of like losses in, you know, their home or, you know, stuff like that. Like, I feel like there was a lot more for that, for drugs and alcohol and stuff, than there was for you know. And you would think that, my theory is, you would try to help that problem before it turns into drugs, alcohol, and whatnot. Right? Because a majority of these people that get into drugs and alcohol were either abused, had a mental health issue, or something along those lines. Like, and they didn't get the adequate help then, so they resorted to drugs and alcohol because it's cheap. The majority of it's cheap. And you drink and you forget your problems. And I'm not bashing like people that take pills for, you know, their depression and anxiety. It takes a lot of patience and understanding of those medications, because you may take a pill and it may help you the first try, and then other times it's like it doesn't work. It makes it worse. And you lose kind of hope when you're like, well, I'll just, you know, go drink some alcohol or, you know, smoke pot or whatever. It fixes the problem a whole lot easier, but, you know, you can't really do that when you're working. But I feel like, yeah, there should be more stuff for that area before it becomes something way, way worse. So, in the foster care home, I remember I was in gym class with my friend that I met in 6th grade. She was there, and like I don't even know why. I just burst out, like just burst into tears crying during gym class because I was so just thinking about all these things that happened to me and being stuck in a home that doesn't give a shit about me, and having to go to school, which I hated. It was just so bad. It was so bad. I wish I could just change those things, but I can't, and it's just gonna be that way. But now, as I've gotten older, I kind of understand why I was put into those things. I get out of the foster care home, and I end up going back home, and then was it sophomore year? I don't know, something just clicked. It was either sophomore or junior year. Something just clicked. I don't know what it was, but I was like, I can't keep running away from my anxiety and the depression. I can't keep running away from what is causing whenever I get anxious. I got to keep going, because looking back at my family, they've all run away from their problems and whatnot, and it's not really benefited them at all. So I was like, I can't keep running away from it. It's gonna be there regardless, whether it's today or tomorrow or next year. I'm gonna have to talk up in front of people. I'm gonna have to do some really difficult things that I really don't want to do, but you have to do them anyways. So yeah, I was like, okay. And I had to have my mom like stop babying me, because I was the baby in the family, and she was, I think she was pretty overprotective of me. She always agreed even though I was wrong about things, and I had to be like, Mom, you cannot keep babying me. You can't be doing this, because it's not helping me and it's not helping you. Sorry about that. I got interrupted by my toddler. Surprise, surprise. But I told my mom, you can't protect me from these things, like, and you can't. Stop. Just let me do this. So I sucked it up and got through high school, made A's and B's. Like, I wasn't dumb, and it's not like I didn't know how to do the stuff. Just the whole social aspect of it, just, I don't know, like, I felt like I couldn't do it. So I made it through. So my theory is, I think I went through all these rough, and still I continue to have some rough-ish like things happen. And my theory is that I feel like I went through these things to understand people a little bit better. Like, when I see somebody struggling with anxiety or depression or some mental health disorder, or a patient that comes in and they have been drinking or they do drugs, and it just like makes me think, like, what led them to be that way? Like, what was it that caused them to resort to those things? And I'm just like a little bit more understanding and empathetic about people like that. And the frustrating thing is being a nurse and having those people as patients, is that a lot of the time, they say they want help, but at the same time, they don't want to work for it, if you know what I mean. Like, you can't make somebody that are having those problems, like, you can't make them do it. They have to want to do it. You can't make them do it. And that's like the most frustrating thing. Plus, there's nothing really out there in society for people like that. That's weird. Okay. Alright. Okay. There's like nothing really out there for anybody that isn't like absolutely psychologically crazy. Like, there's state hospitals and stuff for that, but like people that like are having a hard time functioning in society, there's like nothing for that out there. Alright, so I added some eyeliner and some mascara. I don't think I'm gonna put fake eyelashes on because I gotta go into work. Yeah, I'm wearing purple eyeshadow to work. Later this evening to help out. So yeah. I'm gonna use this lip liner Pillow Talk by Charlotte Tilbury and line my lips. Okay. Lips are done. I think that's all I'm going to add. Yeah. So yeah, back to what I was saying about, that's why I think that these things have happened to me throughout my life, is that I think it's to better understand people in a way. It's just, it kind of sucks. But yeah, I have a lot more experience and knowledge in that type of genre of health. I feel like your physical health should be just as important as your mental health. I feel like there should be more facilities or something out there, programs or something for people that are struggling with similar problems that I did. It would have helped me a whole lot. And I think that if there would have been people out there in the world that was experiencing the same things and I was aware of them, that you really are not alone. Like, there's tons and tons of people that are dealing with similar problems, worse problems, or whatnot in the world. And yeah, so I'm gonna leave it like this. If you guys liked this tutorial, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm thinking about doing a self-care type of video where I talk about things that have helped me with my mental health and whatnot. And let me know if you guys are interested and I will do that. So I will see you guys really, really soon. Bye.